Have you ever just laid back on the grass and watched the clouds drift by? I mean, we all have. But what if I told you that what you're seeing isn't just some beautiful random pattern? What if it's actually a language, a story that's being written across the sky, telling you what's happening right now and what's just around the corner?
So that's really the big question we're diving into. Is it all just random, gorgeous art up there, or is it a dynamic, unfolding story? Well, the amazing thing is, once you learn just a few basic rules, you can actually start to read that story for yourself.
Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to learn the vocabulary and, yeah, even the grammar of the sky. And don't worry, forget all the complex meteorology for a minute. This is all about becoming a sky reader through simple, direct observation.
So the first and most important rule is actually incredibly simple. It's all about altitude. Where a cloud lives in the sky tells you what family it belongs to. I want you to think of the sky as like a three-story building, with different weather stories happening on each floor.
All right, think of this slide as your cheat sheet to the sky. It breaks everything down by altitude. Way up at the top, above 20,000 feet, you've got your high, icy clouds. They're often the first messengers of changing weather. Then in the middle, you get a mix of cloud types that can signal an approaching weather front. And down low, below 6,500 feet, you have the clouds that are really shaping our immediate weather. High, medium, and low. That's it. That's our framework.
So, living within those three levels are 10 main cloud families, or genera, and each one tells a different part of the sky's story. Let's get to know a few of the most important players, the ones you're going to see almost every day.
Let's start at the very top of the atmosphere. Meet cirrus. You know these guys. They look like delicate, feathery brushstrokes just painted across the deep blue. And while they're beautiful, these high-altitude messengers can actually be the very first sign that a weather system is on its way, sometimes showing up a full day or more before a warm front arrives.
And the name is just perfect, isn't it? Cirrus is Latin for a curl of hair. Because they're so high up, they're made completely of tiny ice crystals, which is what gives them that classic, thin, wispy look. So when you see these, you're looking at frozen water vapor more than 4 miles up in the air.
Okay, let's drop down to the middle level. This is altostratus, and you can see right away how different it is from cirrus. It's not wispy streaks, it's more of a uniform grayish sheet that can cover the whole sky, often blanketing it from horizon to horizon.
Altostratus is a classic sign that some steady rain or snow is on the way. A key giveaway is what it does to the sun or moon. If you can see the sun, but it looks like you're seeing it through a piece of frosted glass, kind of like a dim, watery disk with no halo around it, you are probably looking at a layer of altostratus.
Now we come all the way down to the low level. This is a stratus cloud. And if you've ever woken up to a totally gray, gloomy, featureless sky, you know exactly what this is. It's like a ceiling has just been placed over the landscape. Sometimes it's even so low it hides hills or tall buildings.
And its name is perfect. Stratus is just Latin for layer. It's that simple. It's a low, featureless layer of cloud. It's not dramatic, but it has a huge impact on our day, right? It often brings that persistent drizzle and that classic overcast feeling.
And finally, still down at the low level, we meet the absolute celebrity of the cloud world, cumulus. I mean, these are the puffy, cotton-like clouds with flat bottoms and sharp outlines that we all drew as kids. They are the quintessential fair weather cloud.
The name cumulus comes from the Latin word for heap or pile, which is exactly what they look like. So here's the crucial point. Unlike that flat stratus layer, these clouds grow upwards, and that vertical growth, or the lack of it, is a huge part of the story they're telling.
Okay, so we've got our levels, high, medium, low, and we have our main families. But to really get good at reading the sky, we need a little more detail, and this is where species come in. It's like a second name that we add to describe the cloud's specific shape or structure.
Think of it like this. If cumulus is the family's last name, the species name is like a first name that tells you exactly which member of the family you're looking at. And trust me, it adds a whole new layer of meaning and forecasting power.
This is the perfect example. On one hand, you have cumulus humulus. Humulus means humble. These are those little flat puffs that signal a beautiful, calm day. But on the other hand, you can get cumulus congestus. Now these are towering, congested heaps that show powerful vertical growth. See? Same family, but two completely different stories about the energy that's building up in the atmosphere.
So we have the levels, the families, and now the species. Let's put it all together.
How do we go from just naming clouds to actually understanding what the sky is telling us about the weather that's coming?
The key, just like the Met Office says, is that clouds are always changing. The secret isn't just identifying one cloud at one moment in time, it's about watching how they evolve. The real story is in the transition.
Let's watch a classic summer storm story play out. So, a beautiful morning starts with those harmless little cumulus-humulus clouds, but you gotta watch them. If there's enough energy in the air, they don't stay that way. They start growing up and up, becoming towering cumulus congestus. When you see that, you're literally watching the atmosphere become unstable. And if that growth keeps going, they can transform into the mighty cumulonimbus, the king of clouds, bringing thunder, lightning, and those heavy downpours. So here's the big takeaway. By observing that sequence, from humble to towering to thunderstorm, you're not just identifying clouds anymore. You are reading the sky. You're watching the atmosphere's story unfold in real time, and that lets you anticipate what's coming next, all from your own backyard.
So next time you step outside, don't just see a blue sky with some white puffs. Look closer. Are they flat and humble, signaling calm? Are they growing, hinting at energy building up? Or are there high, wispy cirrus clouds whispering about a change on the distant horizon? The sky is always talking. Now, you know how to listen.